So I just reviewed this phone with a monster battery, and this phone can last for 6 days easy. However, there are a ton of big battery phones out there, so which one is right for you? So in this video, I'm going to rank the top 10 best big battery phones for you to choose from, so let's get started. If you want to see more list videos like this, why not subscribe? Do you get anxious when you are low on battery? Well, you are in luck because every single phone on this list will get rid of that feeling forever. In this video, I give you the 10 huge battery phones ordered by size and tell you whether each one is worth your hard-earned money. And I'm going to be honest with you, not every phone on this list is a good phone. So with that in mind, let's start with number 10, the Maze Alpha X. This phone has a 3900 mAh battery and it's actually a pretty good looking phone. It feels fast to use and it has good battery life. However, I also do not recommend this phone because it has a bad camera. However, the next phone on this list is a way better option and is actually from the same company as the Alpha X. Number 9. The Maze Alpha has a slightly bigger 4000 mAh battery, but compared to many other phones on this list, a 4000 mAh battery is really nothing. However, you do get one advantage, and that would be that this phone looks good. It is tri-bezel-less, so it does look fairly nice. This is a solid phone all around and is pretty cheap, and you can buy it on sale for about 150 bucks, which is actually a pretty good deal considering the phone is pretty strong in all departments and it actually takes some good photos, so you're not stuck with a crappy camera. However, if you want an even better phone than this, then the next phone on this list is for you. Number 8. The Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus. This phone has a 4000 mAh battery, which is okay, but like I said before, compared to the rest of the other big battery phones, 4000 mAh is nothing, dude. But the reason why this phone gets such good battery life is because the chipset is super efficient, giving it something like 30% advantage over other CPUs, and the name of this SoC is Snapdragon 625. And any other phone that has this will have amazing battery life. So even though this is one of the smallest battery phones on this list, this is the phone I recommend second most highly, as it is not only amazing value for money, but it also looks good. However, the next phone on this list has the best value for money in this video, and can you guess what that phone is? And if you guessed the Redmi Note 4X for number 7, you would be correct. This is the older brother to the newer Redmi 5 Plus with a slightly larger 4100 mAh battery. Now, to be honest, the differences between this phone and the newer Redmi 5 Plus is mainly looks. This Note 4 looks pretty old and fairly ugly beside the newer Redmi 5 Plus, but it's also $20 cheaper and gets just as good battery life, performance, and camera quality. So the top 2 phones I recommend on this list are the previous phone, number 8, the Redmi 5 Plus, and this, number 7, the Redmi Note 4. And it's up to you which one you get. Do you want to spend $20 more to get the Redmi 5 Plus because it does look nicer, or do you want to save some cash and get the uglier but just as good Redmi Note 4? So the next phone on this list is where battery size takes a big jump. Number 6, the UMI-Digi S2 Pro with a big 5100 mAh battery, and I gotta say that UMI-Digi made a great phone here. It has a nice bezel-less design, the display looks great, it's got good performance, great battery life, and a good camera. But UMI-Digi messed up in 2 places. Number 1, the phone is full of bloatware and a custom skin that you cannot remove, and it just makes the phone so much worse. Number 2, it costs almost 300 bucks, which is super not worth it considering phone number 8 and phone number 7, the Redmi 5 Plus and Redmi Note 4, are better in every way and cost $180 and less. There's really no reason to buy this phone, but with the next phone on this list is where you can watch a video for 22 hours and it's got stock Android as well. So can you guess exactly what phone this is? Number 5, the Lenovo P2. With a 5100 mAh battery and this super efficient Snapdragon 625 processor, I got something insane like 22 hours of video playback before the phone finally died because the display here is an AMOLED display which saves battery. To be honest, this is my favorite phone on this list because it has great battery, good camera, and most importantly, it's got stock Android, something the Xiaomi phones do not have. If you don't like skins on Android, this phone is a great choice, but do be aware this phone is more expensive than the Redmi 5 Plus and the Redmi Note 4, about 230 bucks, so it's a good $50 more, and that's why this is not the best value for money, but it is my favorite. Number 4, the Xiaomi Mi Max 2 with a 5300 mAh battery and the exact same Snapdragon 625 processor as the number 5 Lenovo P2 and the other Xiaomis. However, the big difference is that this phone has a 6.4-inch display that is super massive and obviously insanely good battery life, beating even the 5th spot Lenovo P2, getting almost 24 hours of video playback before completely dying. The one advantage this phone has over every other phone on this list is the camera. Photo and video quality on the Mi Max 2 is absolutely stunning and is decidedly the best camera out of all these battery phones, no question about that. My friend who's using this phone right now does not like how the back camera is not wide angle, but then again, that's just personal preference. However, this phone is again more expensive, so it's automatically not the best value phone on this list, but it is one of the best. And coming up next, another big jump in battery capacity. Number 3, the Ulefone Power 3 with a 6080 mAh battery. However, because the SoC in this phone is not as efficient as the other Xiaomi devices, you are going to get battery life closer to number 7 and number 8, Redmi 5 Plus and Redmi Note 4, and not the Lenovo P2 or the Mi Max 2. That means an easy 12 to 14 hours of screen on time, but nowhere close to the Mi Max 2 in slot 4 or the Lenovo P2 in slot 5. The rest of the phone here is actually not bad. It's got good build quality, it's got a very nice screen, decent performance, and is also a decent camera as well. It's definitely not the best value out of these phones, but it's also not super bad either, especially if you want stock Android. Number 2, the Verney X with a slightly bigger 6200 mAh battery. And for all intents and purposes, the Verney X and the Ulefone Power 3 are in a super tight race, with the Ulefone Power 3 winning because the camera software is fixed, while the Verney X still has problems with the camera. However, if and when Verney fixes the camera, then the Verney X will definitely be a better buy than the Ulefone Power 3, so be sure to check out my comparison video over here. And finally, number 1, the Oukitel K10 with a massive 11,000 mAh battery. You could watch TV on this phone for almost 50 hours straight if you wanted to, but to be honest, I'm never going to need a phone to watch 50 hours of TV without stopping, so I personally wouldn't buy a phone like this, but if you wanted a phone that you don't have to charge for a week, this is it. In addition, this is officially the best battery in the world at the time of this video, no question about that. Now the rest of the Oukitel K10 is actually pretty decent, so you don't really have to worry about the rest of the phone being bad. The video quality is not that great, but then again, the rest of the phone is pretty good. There are a couple of phones with huge batteries that I didn't test, and thus I didn't include them on this list, but I did want to mention them here. And these phones are the Oukitel K6, the Oukitel K8000, a couple of Doogee phones like the BL12000, and the Asus Zenfone 4 Max. I'm guessing not many of you chose number 1, the Oukitel K10 with that huge 11,000 mAh battery. Let me know in the comments below which phone in this list was your favorite, or even if it's not on this list, that's cool as well. Just let me know in the comments down below. So if you enjoyed this list video and want to see more, be sure to subscribe so you can receive all the latest notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.